Morning, guys. Today we want to start a podcast about CIS AWS Benchmark, and I have a couple of questions for you.
Yes.
The first question is, do you think the CIS AWS benchmark is difficult to implement?
I think it depends on the size of the organization. For small environments, it might be manageable, but if we look at the large companies and with many AWS accounts, I think it can be complex and more time-consuming than some smaller companies.
And should companies automate CIS compliance?
No, I don't think it is enough by itself. I think CIS provides strong best practices, but organizations also need monitoring, like incident response, employee awareness. That's what I'm thinking.
The next question is following the CIS benchmark enough for full cloud security?
Well, not exactly. It does give a strong indication of what information you will need
Okay.
for your cloud, but it doesn't fully protect it. There are still some other issues that can be exploited, even if you have the right configuration, if you are compliant with CIS. So yeah, not entirely.
Okay, and what else is needed besides CIS controls?
Of course, you always need to look from the outside as well, so not just your configurations. You want to be testing also from where you don't have access, see how far you can go. Maybe you can enter a system. You also need to keep your employees up to date as well, so social awareness or security awareness is a big deal. Definitely when you have like a big company, a large company. So yeah, that's also really important.
Okay. Why do you think CIS focuses so much on IAM?
Yeah, I think because of the most security breaches, like access permission, for example. If IAM is not properly configured, attackers can gain unauthorized access.
Okay, what is more dangerous, a weak password or too many permissions?
I think they are both really very dangerous, but too many permissions can also be harmful in the long term. Because weak passwords can also allow attackers to access an account. However, if that account only has limited permissions, that the damage can be restricted. But if we at the other hand, I think if a user has excessive permissions, attacker could gain full control of critical AWS resources, and that could lead to data breaches. Also, for example, privilege of the privilege escalation, and that's why CIS is really recommended to apply.
Okay. Should the root account ever be used?
Well, the root account you only use for setting up your environment, basically. So you should maybe still have it. Maybe if you need to make some adjustments, you can use it. But it's definitely not recommended to keep your root account as main use. I would definitely say at least make like an admin account. But yeah, also with admin account you do get a lot of permission. So if that account falls or that role falls in the wrong hands, it can still be used for a lot of bad stuff.
Okay. And why do CIS strongly recommend protecting the root account?
Because the root account has the most permissions, and if that account gets compromised, you basically have the worst case scenario where you have an account that can basically do anything and everything. So yeah, if that falls into the wrong hands, you're basically screwed.
Okay, yes, that's understandable. I have a next question. Are level 2 controls always better than level 1?
Yeah, I think for me, I think level 2 controls provide stronger security. So I think level 2 provides a stronger level. But they can affect system functionality. Some companies might prefer level 1 if they need more flexibility, for example. But for me, I prefer level 2 because it's stronger.
Okay. Should security always be the top priority over usability?
So I think that because security is really important, and especially in the cloud environment. So as we know, like without proper security, there are a lot of companies that have data breaches or financial losses or reputational damages. But if the security controls are too strict, they can very reduce usability and slow down the productivity of a company. So, for example, if we have like very restrictive IAM policies or complex authentication, might frustrate some employees or leave them to look for the shortcuts. So I think yeah.
Okay. And why is logging such a big part of CIS AWS?
Well, with logging, you become compliant. So for a lot of compliances, you actually need to have logging for certain actions, to show that you're accountable, to show if something was deleted. You can always look back at the logs, see which user did it. And yeah, for the compliance, you will need to have logging, and a lot of it. So yeah, that's the biggest part, to be compliant with compliances.
Is prevention more important than detection?
Well, prevention prevents something from happening. So if you can prevent everything, which is almost impossible, it would be perfect, but you can't prevent everything. There's still attacks popping up, new attacks, so you will also need to still detect new stuff and not only prevent it, to keep yourself secure.
Yeah. Okay. And what could happen if a company ignores CIS recommendations?
Yeah, I think they could experience data breaches like users, passwords, or maybe financial losses, or maybe reputational damage. So misconfigurations are one of the biggest cloud security risk now.
Okay. Do you think companies underestimate cloud security risk?
I think that many companies, especially in the beginning, can underestimate the cloud security risk, because I think they believe that because AWS is like very secure and their environment is automatically secure as well. But AWS, like AWS, work with a shared responsibility model, so they secure like the infrastructure, but the customer is responsible for configurations, access management, and data protection. So AWS don't give like all the stuff to them. But at the same time, larger organizations are becoming more aware of cloud security risks and investing more in compliance and monitoring tools because they have much more resources to work with. So I think that's
I have a last question. Should CIS compliance be mandatory for all companies using AWS?
Well, it depends. In my personal opinion, I would say yes. Just because CIS controls are like the basic standards that are used in practices these days. So It's all updated for this time. So you have multi-factor authentication. You have possibly accounts that have many permissions. So yeah, it's definitely needed. I would say to just have an overview of your configurations, of any issues, maybe any accounts that have too many permissions or too easily accessible. So yeah, I would definitely say it's mandatory for companies that use AWS, which work with customer data, of course.
Okay. Yes, that was the podcast for today. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you very much for listening.
All the best. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye bye.